What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be telling you how I prep for D&D sessions. So everybody hop in, grab your pen and paper, a notebook, slap that subscribe and that like button, and we'll get going. Alright, first thing I do is I start from the back, actually. A lot of authors and people will say it's just like writing a book, so you should start from the beginning, lay out your major plot lines throughout, and kind of start and hit those goals, kind of like deadlines on a job, on a project, on a presentation or whatever. However, an author, somebody writing a book, can predetermine where every single one of the characters go, every single one of the antagonists and protagonists go. So that it is not the same as writing a book. Prepping for a D&D session is not the same as writing a book. As your first point. My second point is you should start from the back, kind of leading, going from point 1 to point 2 is you should start from the back. Where do you want your session to end? That way you can find a concrete point from where to prep back from. If you start from the beginning, you could prep for 6 weeks in advance. There's nothing wrong with that. But normally you would want to go for quality over quantity. Quantity over quality, or quality over quantity. Quality over quantity is another very important kind of point. Is you want to give your players the best. Even if you're being paid, if you're not being paid, if you're just doing it for a buddy or a sibling or whatever, you want to give your players the best. You kind of owe them that. I don't want to say it's you. They deserve it. They're taking time, they're taking a couple hours out of their day, out of their busy week, out of their work week, when they could be spending time with their friends or their families or alone doing homework or this, that, and the other. A million different things that this life throws at us. And they choose to take a couple of hours out of their week and sit down, eat junk food, drink soda, and play with you, play in your game and in your story. So you owe them a quality experience. Make sure everybody's having fun as you're prepping from the back to the front, and you hit those those points, like I said earlier in the author analogy. As you're hitting those points, step back and really kind of think through, like we were talking about in my other series, like the 30,000 foot view. Like how do you have fun if you're walking through this adventure, not as the DM but as the player? Kind of envision how the different decisions to be made could affect the overall story and just the session, like later at night. So keep it in mind. Keep the story beats and keep it kind of rolling, kind of smooth. Make sure it's all the plot hooks and the plot kind of spider web, as I like to call it, kind of roll into one another. They're not rigid and they're not hard to understand. If you're doing more of I call it a thinking session, but a role-playing session or a detective session, then make sure the clues are easy. Start off easy at least, and then move into the intermediate, then the hard questions or clues or what have you, riddles. If it's more combat heavy, have a warm-up one. I like to have a small kind of one at the beginning, maybe an easy one that's quite a few levels below the average party level, just so they get the dice warmed up and they're ready to go. They can finish the food and the drinks, so they're kind of locked in when the big battle happens. Use tables, find tables in old, they're called Dungeon or Dragon magazines. Find tables in the player's handbook. This is the first edition stuff. But find tables for random monsters, fun little monsters that aren't in the monster manual, or fun magic items. Every magic item does not need to be a +2 sword, okay? It can be crowns, earrings, jewels, pendants, brooches, necklaces, chest pieces, leg pieces, boots, socks, masks, fake eyes, monocles, eye patches, find something, find an effect or find an item, a clothing item, and make a magic item yours, and really kind of include it into the game. Players, believe it or not, will pick up on the small little hints that you'll throw at them, and the small little just homemade, homebrew things. Elements in your campaign and your session, they will pick up on that and they will appreciate the hard work you put in. So yeah, just to recap, so I don't keep y'all too long, start from the back. It's not a book. It will ebb and flow. Don't be too cross with your players if they don't stick with your dedicated storyline. Figure out kind of points, kind of story columns, I like to call them, throughout the night that you can kind of landmark. Put your own little spin and touch on magic items and magic effects, and quality over quantity. I hope this helped. Again, hit that subscribe and like button. There will be a video probably up here that you'll probably hopefully like of mine. If you like this type of content, slap a like. Let me know in the comments if you like this type of video or not. And if you have any questions at all about Dungeons and Dragons or any other thing, most of the people that watch me know me. So if you have a question of anything I can do, I know of, like, if you have baseball or like outdoor stuff, kind of like scout stuff, survival stuff, that might not be scout approved. Yeah, sports stuff in general. I was thinking about doing a podcast. If you guys would, I'm gonna pin a podcast thing in a comment, and however if that gets 10 likes, then I'll start doing a podcast. About just random things, about stuff relevant in the news today. So yeah, appreciate you listening to my rambling. I'll catch you on the flip side.